Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My son is home sick today. He's downstairs listening to an audiobook, so hopefully don't get interrupted, but you never know. And it is strange when he is sick, he can't sleep. So he had a fever last night, went to bed normal time, and he was just awake for hours in the night. So that meant that I got woken up a couple times. I was with him for about an hour. My husband was with him for about an hour. I'm actually feeling okay today though. And that's the power of when you're sleeping well. One night isn't a big deal because there are going to be interruptions, right? Like no matter what, we can't guarantee that we'll never get interrupted, especially if you have kids. But I feel fine today. I might take a nap later, but I know I'm going to sleep well tonight. So it's just not a big deal. All right, today I want to talk about my client, Maura. So, the reason I want to share all of these success stories and testimonials is because I'm hoping that you can identify with at least one of my clients, that you have something in common with at least one of them. And so you can see yourself in them. And then you can also see that you can get better too. So, almost everyone coming to me has tried so many different things. And it's really frustrating when you don't get better. Even though you're trying things, you're spending money, you're doing programs, gadgets, supplements, like so many random things. And so it doesn't, just because you haven't gotten better yet, doesn't mean that you can't get better. It just means that something has been missed. It means that the root causes haven't been identified yet. And so you haven't known what to work on yet. So, and I just want you to know that every single person on this planet is meant to sleep well. I mean, there is like the lowest percentage ever of someone who, might have a rare sleep disorder, but it's so low, like it's way less than 1%. So for most of us, we are meant to sleep 7 to 9 hours, whatever the optimal is for you. We're meant to wake up feeling rested. We're meant to have energy. We're meant to feel good, to not have aches and pains. We're meant to be in a good mood. Like that's how your body is when everything is in balance, when there aren't underlying health issues that you don't even know are there that are affecting your sleep, your energy, your mood. So anyway, that is why I am sharing what I'm sharing with you today. So, and by the way, I have permission to share these stories of everything that I'm sharing. And if you are a private person and don't want them shared, that's totally fine. I definitely ask before I share anything like this. So just so you know. So my client Maura came to me when she was struggling to fall asleep, and she would actually go days without sleeping if she wasn't taking a sleeping pill. So she was taking Trazodone and Lexapro to sleep and feel calm. Now she was a mom to 2 young children, and she even had to take a leave from teaching because she wasn't sleeping, because this was such an issue for her. So her goal was to sleep 7 hours a night, get off the drugs, and not feel anxious about sleep. And by the end of our time working together, she has achieved all of those goals. So she wrote, in 2 months, I weaned off Trazodone. On average, I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night and feeling a lot better. So her test results showed that she had quite a few imbalances in her body that were explaining why she wasn't sleeping. So her sex hormones were depleted. So low estrogen, low progesterone can directly lead to sleep issues. Her liver wasn't detoxing properly, which I see in almost all my clients. She also had mold toxicity, which not everyone has with sleep issues. I probably only see it in like a quarter of my clients. But her case was interesting because it was actually coming from the school where she worked. It wasn't coming from her home, which was good. But being around that mold, 8 hours a day, her body couldn't handle it. And so luckily she got better really quickly, especially for someone with mold toxicity, because she wasn't living in it. But even when I'll tell you the rest later, when she did go back to school. Now she also had different mineral imbalances. She had an infection in her gut called H. pylori. She had imbalance of good to bad gut bacteria, and she was showing sensitivity to gluten, which is actually really common with mold toxicity and with gut infections because the gut lining becomes damaged and then you start reacting to certain foods. But not everyone is dealing with this. And a lot of times it helps to give up gluten for a period of time and let your gut heal. And then you are able to tolerate it in certain amounts. So all of these imbalances were affecting her sleep. And this is why what she tried so far didn't help because a lot of these things were missed. And so I recommended supplements and some simple diet changes, which she immediately embraced. She was all in. We also worked on stress about sleep because she was feeling so anxious about not sleeping, which makes sense, right? If you're going days without sleeping and you know you need a sleeping pill, it's totally understandable to get anxious about it. But that is something that I start working on with our clients right away. So her anxiety about sleep improved pretty quickly. So she even slept well when she traveled to Ireland just a few months in of the program, and she emailed me after her trip. I returned from my trip to Ireland yesterday. I was so nervous about sleeping in various hotels in a different time zone. I did great and slept really well. Each night I slept between 7 and 8 hours. My anxiety about sleep is so much better. I mean, how amazing is that to change time zones multiple hours and still be able to sleep well? I was so excited for her. So Maura was 100% committed to the process, and because of that, she had great success. She wrote, I loved having a plan, knowing that we're going to work together, slowly add supplements, then slowly take them away. I appreciated having support and being able to email you. Having someone in my court, I wasn't in this alone, and it doesn't take the whole time, the 6 months. So by the end of our time working together, Maura was back to work teaching when the school year started. And I recommend she use a really inexpensive air filter at work. And so she was able to go back to work and her sleep stayed fine. She didn't get any of the symptoms that she was having before. So that's really all that it took was getting her out of that for a little bit, giving her body a chance to get back in balance and to, you know, fix all of the imbalances that the mold exposure had caused. And then she's able to sleep well and continue to sleep well. And Maura really loved the step-by-step simple plan that I gave her in the Complete Sleep Solution program, because then she knew exactly what to do to get better. So she was relieved that all she had to do was follow her protocol and not question if it was right for her or if it was made for her, if it was going to work. So she could stop Googling about how to sleep better and trying all these random supplements and gadgets because she had a customized plan for her life and body. And so that's what we do in the Complete Sleep Solution is we not only analyze the tests and assessments and find the imbalances in your body that are affecting your sleep, we also give you a customized plan. So then you know exactly what to do. And you can stop trying all these random things and wasting money on things that your body doesn't actually need. So if Maura can get better, you can too. No matter how old you are, no matter what you do for a living, no matter what imbalances are going on in your body. So to get started with the Complete Sleep Solution program, the first step is to schedule a free consultation with me on Zoom. And that's how you get started. So you can consistently sleep 7 or more hours a night without needing drugs to sleep. So on the call, I'll be able to tell you exactly why everything you've tried so far hasn't worked, even though I know you're doing everything you can to sleep well. And you're just following all the advice out there. Like it's not your fault that everything you've tried hasn't worked. It just hasn't gotten to the root of why you aren't sleeping. And then I'll tell you how the Complete Sleep Solution program will find and fix all the imbalances in your body, all the root causes of your sleep and health issues once and for all. So this is a long-term sleep fix. It's not a quick fix because there's no such thing unless you're trying to band-aid it with a drug. It's a long-term health restoring program because when your body is in balance, when it's healthy, you can naturally sleep well. So schedule your consultation today to get started. And I have a few spots left on Thursday before Christmas break. So book it now, and then you don't have to wait until the new year to get started. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.